Hey everyone, it's me again. As promised, I'm back to answer some questions that I opened myself up to in my last video. First, I'm going to go over a question that I get asked very, very frequently. And that question is, what made me finally decide to get treatment? How did I know I was ready to go in? I was really lucky, honestly. Not only did I know that I didn't want to live the way I was living anymore, I wanted to get rid of it, something just clicked and I knew I was going to die if I didn't get help. As crazy as that sounds, I just knew it. Call it intuition, call it whatever you want. I just had a feeling I was going to die. And not everybody is that lucky. I guess you need to ask yourself the question of why, how do I work? Why aren't you ready to get help? I'm going to be honest with you. You might think, I'll be ready to get help when I reach a desired weight or if I lose such and such amount of weight. But that's not true. That's not true at all. Because with me, no matter how tiny I got, I was never happy. I always thought, okay, well then, if I lose a little bit more, I'll be happy. A little bit more, I'll be happy. Never happy. The reason why is because it really has nothing to do with weight. It has to do with what you have inside. So until you actually deal with what you have inside, or until you actually recognize that it has to do with core issues, no matter how tiny you get, it's not going to matter. It's not going to make you happy. You need to dig inside yourself to find out what your core issues are and start working on them, learn to process them, and learn to deal with them. I had a question from somebody. Well, they basically stated that they're in a recovery for a couple of years now, and they're finding that the longer they're in recovery, the more scared they are that they're going to relapse. They asked if I get scared that I will relapse. My answer to that is that's always a big fear. The healthier you get, the more you're able to look back at how you were when you were sick, and how distorted your thinking was, and it's scary. It is scary. And the only thing that you can do is just keep focusing on getting better. You can't focus on falling backwards. Just keep focusing on going forward. Keep up with your meal plans. Keep up with the things and the coping methods that you learned in treatment. It's a continuous thing. It took me a long time in recovery. I went through many different phases and did plenty of strange things with my meals before, I recovered. So it takes quite a while, and just try to focus on the positives, try to focus on getting healthy and remaining healthy instead of worrying about falling backwards. And then I also was asked, how do you not feel disgusting when you start to gain weight or when you're gaining weight? It's not easy. When I started gaining weight, it wasn't like, woohoo, I'm gaining weight, yay! No, 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 no. It was hard, and I lived with my parents while I was going through outpatient, and I had them remove the scales from their house just to protect me, so I wouldn't step on the scale to find out exactly how much weight I've gained. Obviously, when I had to change or get bigger sizes, I knew And it was hard. It wasn't easy, but luckily I had a really good support team. Not only at home, but I was in outpatient treatment, so I would, go in and talk about it and process what I was feeling with them. So I had a lot of support. Support is essential. It's necessary when you're recovering from an eating disorder. You need support, a support team, whether it's your family, friends, anything you can find, because it's hard. It's really hard. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you have a healthy balance, where you're okay with it, and you'll be okay with it. But no, it's not easy, and I had to keep telling myself, it's going to be okay, that I was going to be healthy, I was determined, to not let myself die, because when I went into the program, I was pretty much near death. So, I don't know how much longer I had. I was told, I know I've said this before, but I was told that if I would have even purged one more time, I could have gone into cardiac arrest. So that stayed on my mind, and but no, it wasn't easy at all. And there are a lot of phases that you'll go through in recovery, and support is necessary. If you live at home and you haven't told your parents, or you don't feel like they would understand, you know what? It's really important to have supportive people around you. I suggest, if you're not seeing a therapist, find one that specializes in eating disorders and have like a family session to let the therapist explain what eating disorders are about. And because a lot of people don't understand it. Even with all the videos that I've made and writing about my story, I have some friends that still don't understand it. Honestly, I think I've lost friends because of it, because they say, "Oh my God, you're crazy," like, you did all that, they still don't understand it. And it's always a work in progress. I will have been in recovery for 9 years coming this July, and there's still issues that I work on. Biggest one is communication. Most of the time I know what I'm feeling, because I'll journal and stuff, and if I don't know what I'm feeling, I journal, and eventually I'll figure it out by writing stuff down. The hard part for me, though, is communicating those feelings to people. I have the hardest time communicating in an effective manner. I make people mad quite a bit, and I don't mean to. And I also have this need to make sure things are done. Like, I don't like to leave things hanging, and it drives a lot of people crazy, but I will literally tell someone the same thing over and over again, maybe in different ways, because I don't think they understand what I'm trying to say. A lot of times they don't. I don't know why I'm laughing at it, because actually I've lost some friends over it. It's a work in progress. But anyways, so if you have any other questions for me, feel free to hit me up, leave me a message, and I'd be happy to answer them, or, give my perspective on them. Bye.